It is time to kick off the 20th season of Winston Cup Series competition as we are here at the World Center of Racing for the first event of the season. These are the Gatorade Duels at Daytona. 2 duels to determine the inside row and the outside row for the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. However, 2 drivers already know that they could be starting on the front row as long as they finish their duels out without a DNF. That is the 77 Jasper Motorsports team and the 24 Hendrick Motorsports team, as they're looking to try and just finish these races out without DNFing. They'll be on the front row. What a big story it was, as we have many new drivers, only 1 returning driver in the number 3, Trey Bardo, making his final appearance in the Daytona 500 in these Gatorade Duels. This will be his final season. He is the only returning driver. All these other drivers, rookies, as many of the old drivers have retired at season's end in 1999, and now here in the year 2000, these new drivers have to rise to the occasion, trying to show that they belong in Winston Cup Series racing. And what a great story it was for the single car organization of Jasper Motorsports, claiming pole position for the Daytona 500. That single car organization with Sergio Higuita behind the wheel of that car, wheeling it to pole position, looking to show that they have the race pace here in these Gatorade Duels, as well as we had a few single car teams rise to the occasion. We'll talk about more about that in Gatorade Duel number 2 as well, but the 77 definitely shine the brightest as they are starting on pole. As long as they do not DNF in this duel, they'll be starting on pole for the Great American Race. So let's not leave us waiting any longer. Let's get underway with the action. Let's go down to trackside and fire these cars up for the first of the Gatorade Duels at Daytona.
Drivers, start your engines.
And there go the 21 cars leaving the grid as we're getting ready for the first action of the season here at Daytona. Many storylines coming into this one, but let's start with the person on pole. Sergio Higuita, the first time racing in the Winston Cup Series, and for a single car, Jasper Motorsports owner-driver gets pole position over the heavyweights like Hendrick Motorsports, Roush Racing, Richard Childress, and Joe Gibbs. Higuita doing just what he needed to do in qualifying, getting that pole position and looking to keep it on pole just by finishing this duel out. Let's also go and talk about the man making his final start at the Daytona 500, Trey Bardo. His final season in the 3 car, 2 championships, over 60 wins in competition. He started every race. He's looking to start his 20th Daytona 500, looking to start up towards the front. He's never been known as a qualifier, looking to try and improve on his starting spot for the 500. He'll roll off 11th in this Gatorade Duel. We also have to talk about the man who failed inspection after qualifying. Riley Spurley Tube had a decent spot for qualifying. However, the time disallowed after they found some issues with the car in post-qualifying inspection. Spurley Tube will roll off 21st from this Gatorade Duel, looking to improve and back near a lot of those single car teams like Evan Hunter for MB2 Motorsports, Baby Ruiz for Melling Racing. You have Wood Brothers Racing and Jacob Boyd, and also the 10 of Walker Davis for Tyler Jet Motorsports, all towards the back of the field, and also the Roush cars. Some of them did not look fast in qualifying, others did, like the 6 and the 16. Meanwhile, the 17, the 99 struggle. We'll see how they do. The pace car to pit road, the first event of the season about to get underway. Sergio Higuita from Jasper Motorsports 77 on the front row, on pole, green flag and Gatorade Duel number 1 at Daytona. Change for the lead on lap 1. It was the 6 of Colin Teague moving to the front. He leads the first lap of Gatorade Duel number 1. Here comes to the inside, the 5 car, Keegan Thompson, filling in for Jeff Bright. That is such a major driver to step in after Jeff Bright retiring at season's end in 1999. And my goodness, what a career it was. 3 championships. Keegan Thompson looking to back up that performance. This 5 team won the Daytona 500 last season, so some major shoes to fill for young Keegan Thompson. Looking to do it here. He leads in Gatorade Duel number 1. 3 wide to the bottom for Sergio Higuita. And already the pack is going to split just a little bit right there. As towards the back, they've kind of already split around. You can see Bibi Rose, Riley Spurgeon kind of back here, Walker Davis. You have the 66 Mitch Corbett. You have Anderson Reed, Trey Bardo, and Brandon Beal all trying to get up to this kind of main pack, which has Conrad Evans. You have Jacob Boyd up here. Diego Yepez had a good qualifying result for Morgan McClure Motorsports. Chris Jericho in the 18, filling in for Trey Rainey. Another big shoe to fill right there. Is back up to the front. Higuita's not going away. The 77 back out in front here on lap number 3. So already showing the pace of that 77 car early on. But now to the inside looking. Here comes the 17 and the 99. 2 teammates working on the inside for Roush Racing. Sebastian Kukulan and Keyshawn Richardson moving forward. They did not have the best qualifying results. However, looking to try and have that race pace. Also Evan Hunter for NB2 Motorsports moving up from the back of the pack. Looking to try and get a better start in spot. And here comes the 3rd Roush car in this duel. Colin Teagues. Right now, 3 of the top 4 are from Roush Racing and looking to make it the top 3. As to the inside goes Teague on Evan Hunter. But for the lead, here comes Keyshawn Richardson on Sebastian Kukulan. Early on, these drivers starting to move around. As Richardson will move out in front, here comes Hendrick Motorsports' Brett Sierra. Didn't have the best qualifying result after having a really good practice pace. However, Sierra looking to have that race pace in the draft. Moving up on the inside, had help from Laura Chung, who looks to go to the middle. And here comes Chris Jericho as Keyshawn Richardson stays clear of the pack as they get 3 wide, multiple rows deep, around 5th place. Sierra to 2nd, Jericho now coming for 3rd in the 18. She look from high above the speedway. Looks like Jericho gonna go to the middle there. As here comes Conrad Evans to the inside, 3 wide. 3 by 3 at Daytona behind Keyshawn Richardson. The 99 leads it. Anderson Reed, Trey Bardo on the inside. Here it comes from Penske, Mitchell Collins in the 12. Jacob Boyd for Wood Brothers Racing in the 21. You can see how some cars have lost the draft. Brandon Beal and Bibi Ruiz along with Walker Davis. So they've lost touch. And even Mitch Corbett in the 66 in danger along with the 4 of Yepez. So currently, we have about 3 cars out of the draft, and 2 more might join them if they are not fast enough. Looks like Yepez, though, has a good car. He's able to lead Corbett up here, and it looks like they'll be able to latch onto the draft. So that's good for those 2 to be able to hang on. But still, Roush Racing's Keyshawn Richardson leading the way in the 99. Here comes Jacob Boyd in the 21 to the inside. That's 3 wide, getting help from the 55 of Roger Ray. There's Riley Spurgeon. Failed inspection after qualifying, but moving up in the 28 on the inside, up to 4th place in that 28 car. And now moving to the inside, Roger Ray, as Jacob Boyd goes for lead in the 21. He did not qualify well at all for that 21. Very shocking for a Wood Brothers car to not perform well here at Daytona, but Boyd looking to show it has race pace. To the inside, he'll take the lead. Coming around to lap number 7, Jacob Boyd leads Gatorade Duel number 1. Roger Ray for Andrew Petrie moves up to 2nd in the 55. And here comes Robert Yates Racing's Riley Spurgeon with NB2 Motorsports' Evan Hunter just behind him. Spurgeon for 2nd as Boyd will lead the 6th lap. Jacob Boyd doing very, very strong right now. There's Spurgeon. Now he'll go for the lead in turn 1. Boyd spotter yells at him, inside, don't move down. And Boyd luckily knows at just the right time to make sure that didn't cause a crash. The Spurgeon now moves out in front. Here comes Evan Hunter now moving low down the backstretch in the 36. The 5 of Keegan Thompson with him. Thompson looking to push Hunter by as that's another single car organization, kind of a mid-pack team. You'd think on a normal day they'd run anywhere from maybe 20th to 25th, maybe even 30th if it's a bad day. But for Evan Hunter at these super speedways, this is a shot where he knows he has a chance to shine in that car for that team. He's doing it as he'll lead the 7th lap, back-to-back laps led for single car organizations. You have to love that. So now Thompson moves out front for Hendrick, definitely one of the powerhouse teams. You think about the teams that are going to really, really perform well. 2 of those teams are at the front. Hendrick and Roush Racing, I think, are definitely some of the big teams. Also look at Richard Childress Racing, and also look at Joe Gibbs and Penske. as teams that could maybe perform really, really well throughout this season. Colin Teague to the inside. Brett Sierra, his nearest help. Thompson's nearest help is Mitch Corbett with the 17th Kukulon on the outside, as well as Colin Teague move out in front in the 6. Sierra will move up to second in the 25. Now Sierra might get put middle of 3. Here comes Higuita back to the front. The pole sitter with a flying run to the inside. Heads up from Chris Jericho from Joe Gibbs Racing and Conrad Evans from Richard Childress Racing. All moving on the inside as Higuita looks for lead in turn 1 on Colin Teague. That Jasper Motorsports car fast this weekend so far. Didn't have really good practice pace, but having that qualifying pace, and it looks like having that race pace right now. Higuita out in front of the backstretch. Here comes Jericho to the inside of the 18. Chris Jericho, now Conrad Evans will go 3 wide from high above. Higuita trying to clear it off. Jericho stays in the middle. Evans to the bottom. That was oh so close to clearing for Jericho and Higuita. They couldn't do it though. Conrad Evans moves out in front of the 31, and here comes Team Sapco's Anderson Reed to the inside with Laura Chung from Bill Davis Racing. Those are teams where they can contend for top 10s, but you wouldn't normally expect on a week-to-week basis. They're definitely solid for sure, but I don't think they're going to be the front runners that we're going to see out of like Richard Childress and Hendrick and Roush and Penske. Oh, Joe Gibbs. Laura Chung moves out in front. Trey Bardo moves inside down the backstretch. As they race up the super stretch, Trey Bardo, the winningest driver in history, will move out in front looking for another win, another Daytona 500 to add to his trophy case. Yepez trying to latch on, still in the Morgan McClure Motorsports number 4. Here comes Spurley trying to really, really improve his starting spot by a while. The 41st. If we didn't have the duels, he's looking to start 3rd in the Great American Race. Here goes Roger Ray to the inside in the 55 as well. Ray for the lead. Jacob Boyd and Evan Hunter with them. Coming back for another Penske car, Mitchell Collins. Kukulon moving back to the front, so some of those names we haven't called in a while, they're starting to move back to the front. But is it too early at Daytona? Can you possibly make that move too early and not be able to cycle back around to the front? 2 cars clear. It's Roger Ray for Andy Petrie and then Jacob Boyd for the Wood Brothers. They're 1-2. Collins for Penske in 3rd. Kukulon for Roush in 4th. Mitch Corbett moves up to the middle in the 66. He'll drop down behind the 6 of Colin Teague, moves to the inside. 4 cars break away with 4 to go. Kukulon breaks low. Collins can't. Boyd stays in behind Ray. Looks for a late move, but the 55 blocks it. Close racing there here at the front of the field. Looks like Boyd backed up a little right there to try and get a run off 2 here. We'll see if Kukulon stays with them. Kukulon won't. He'll go with his teammate Teague to the inside. In fact, down for their other teammate, Keyshawn Richardson. But now the 6 leaves the 17 to go with the 99 to the inside. So how about that? Looked like they were going to work together, but then they don't at the last second. The 3 Roush cars, only 2 now. Chris Jericho and Conrad Evans also on the inside. But it's Roger Ray leading this race. Back around. Just 3 laps to go in Gatorade Duel number 1. Comes Keyshawn Richardson, has a nice run to the inside. Does he get there? Ray's gonna slam the door shut. Barely got down to the inside for Roger Ray. Now Richardson and Evans and Thompson look to mount a charge here off turn number 2. Here comes Richardson, he'll make the move. With Keegan Thompson and Anderson Reed, Mitch Corbett and Trey Bardo also on the inside, but it's Keyshawn Richardson moving to the point at Daytona. 2 to go at the line. Can Keyshawn Richardson hold it in the 99? We'll see what Thompson can do. Remember, that's big shoes to fill for Thompson. Looking to do it in the 5 car. 2 to go, he's for the lead. How about Mitch Corbett and Anderson Reed? Maybe not underdog for the 40, but definitely not the higher dogs that you normally see. The top dogs. Keegan Thompson leads for Hendrick off turn number 2. Anderson Reed for Team Sabco. Looks to find a way around him. Mitch Corbett for Haas Carter Motorsports in the 66. What a story that would be to start up towards the front in the Great American Race. Bardo for Richard Childress goes 3 right to the bottom with Riley Spurley tube. At the front, Thompson and Anderson Reed pull away. White flag this time by in Gatorade Duel number 1. We'll see if you can get the trophy and start 3rd in the Great American Race. The final lap at Daytona is underway. Thompson, Reed, Bardo, Spurley tube along with Sierra. Who gets it done? Bardo for second, Sierra going with them. But would Sierra help Bardo get up by his teammate? That's the big question. We're going to have to find out here off turn 2. If they can't line up, I think Thompson's going to have it. Bardo's going to try and stay with Sierra down the backstretch. He'll now try and get some draft off Thompson to make a run off into 3 and 4. He's looking to try and get it done. Bardo stays with Thompson right in his tire tracks. The heavyweights going at the front of the field. Keegan Thompson, Trey Bardo, as they race off 4 for the final time. Here they come, racing back to the checkered flag. It won't be enough. Keegan Thompson will win Gatorade Duel number 1 over Trey Bardo and Brett Sierra and others. It looks like Keegan Thompson will do it in the 5 car over Trey Bardo. Bardo tried at the end, wasn't enough, but Keegan Thompson will start 3rd in the Great American Race. And how about Sergio Higuita finishing inside the top 10, kept that car clean. The 77 will be on pole for the Great American Races. There you can see Thompson will start 3rd, Bardo will start 5th, Sierra will start 7th, Chung in 9th, Chris Jericho will start 11th, Riley Spriggs with a great rebound will start 13th, Jacob Boyd will start 15th, Evan Hunter a good result, 17th place start for him. Sebastian Kukulon will start 19th. Anderson Reed will start 21st. Colin Teagan 23rd. Then you have Mitchell Collins in 25th. Roger Ray in 27th. Mitch Corbett will start in the 29th position. Keyshawn Richardson 31st. Conrad Evans in 33rd. Diego Yepes lost the draft at the end. He'll start 35th. And then 3 cars that did lose the draft. You have the 10 of Walker Davis. He'll be starting down in the 37th position. Bibi Ruiz will be starting down in 39th, and Brandon Beal will start in the last row for the Daytona 500. He'll be starting in the 41st position. What a Gatorade Duel it was! The great one is, we'll come back in just a few moments. Gatorade Duel number 2 for Daytona about to get underway. What a first Gatorade Duel we just saw at Daytona. Welcome back to Daytona as we are here for now. Gatorade Duel number 2. The cars have been lined up at the starting grid, getting ready to get going for the second Gatorade Duel of this day. And after we saw that amazing first duel, we didn't see any close contact racing where maybe some drivers were going to back out of the pack because it got a little too chaotic. It was still a very, very good race, and then we saw many passes to the lead and a very, very close battle between 2 heavyweight teams, Hendrick Motorsports and Richard Childress Racing at the end, with Joe Gibbs not that far behind as well. So watch out for maybe that. In this duel, we have some more Hendrick cars. We have the other Joe Gibbs car. We have some Roush cars as well. So let's see how it gets going in this duel as well. But let's not leave us waiting much longer. Let's go down tracks and fire these cars up for the second Gatorade Duel of the day.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there you can see these 21 cars rolling off the starting grid as we get prepared for racing at Daytona. 24, Justin Seidel starting on pole for this one, qualified second in 500 front row qualifying. And obviously it was a big shock to see the Jasper Motorsports car on pole, so for Seidel, he was definitely probably shocked when he saw that he was only second to the 77 car. However, a great result for Seidel in qualifying. Definitely showed that he has the pace in that Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet to do good things this season. Also look out for the guy starting in 3rd in this one, the number 16, Matthew Burnett. Dominated the speed charts in practice, was up front pretty much all practice long. Looked like he was going to have a shot to pull. However, he'll settle for 3rd place in this duel, starting 6th, qualified 6th. We'll see where he can start in the Great American Race. And look to the back of the pack, and you see the 26 car of Nolan Lawrence. Lawrence didn't have the best practice result, had a little bit better qualifying result, but then failed post-qualifying inspection. Will now be at the back of the field for this duel, trying to rebound from failing inspection, trying to get some spots back from where he was going to start. But you can see back here, back with a lot of the smaller teams. You have PPI Racing, the 32 car. We'll see what Noah Clifton can do. The number 11 for Brett Bodine Racing, Logan Williams, and Jamie Stanward Jr. in the 71. You have the Petty Enterprises car, the 44. So we'll see how some of these smaller teams can do as they try and work their way from the back to the front, possibly in this duel. We saw, though, in Gatorade Duel number 1, where the pack got split early on and some cars lost the draft. 3 cars, Brandon Beal, the 10, and the 9 as well. So we'll see if that happens in this duel, or if these drivers are able to keep it more packed together to have all 21 cars here in this duel. Pace car to pit lane, 15 laps in Gatorade Duel number 2 about to get underway as we come down. Green flag in the air. Gatorade Duel number 2 is underway with the 24 on the gas. Already the Team Savco number 42 of Caden Lynn moves inside Zidell, who leads the first lap. But how about Caden Lynn making moves in that 42 early on? Here comes Luke Rennie as well in the 2, making some big moves as they race up to turn number 1. Luke Rennie up on Caden Lynn will push and clear Zidell. So now the 42 moves out in front, the 2 moves to second. Here comes that number 22 to the inside for Bill Davis Racing. That is Jay Rando moving up on the inside. Now Rando goes for that second spot down the backstretch, bringing to the inside the 16 to Matthew Burnett. Comes the one of Anthony Hernandez as well. Didn't really show much pace, but looking to try and show it race pace. One car trying to move forward, now race of cars starting to lose touch with the draft. We'll see if they can try and hang on. 20 car down in line. That's Matt as well. Synchronized move for Rando and Burnett to the inside of Caden Lynn. The 42 will lead the second lap, but Rando was so close to getting that done because he had a massive push from the 16 from behind. Now Burnett looks to move out in the 16, but attempts to board it right there. 3 wide for third. Mathis Wells to the inside of the 20. Here comes that 26 start last. Look at the run for Nolan Lawrence, trying to get those spots back up to 5th, up to 4th for the 26 car. That's a great run so far. That's good for Nolan Lawrence for sure. That House Carter Motorsports team, they could be a little bit of a threat this season for top 10s and top 5 results. They're not the biggest team, not the top dogs, but I think those 2 drivers so far have shown that they want to be known as the top dogs. He's going for third now, and Matthew Burnett, that's the car that was leading all throughout practice, and 26 going by with Mathis Wells. But look at the run Jay Rando got. He's able to clear the pack in that 22. Really, really good run as he got away from the battle for second. Anthony Hernandez up inside the top 5, goes for 4th on the number 16. Hernandez to 4th, Burnett back to 5th. He'll get down line in front of the number 11 of Logan Williams for Brett Bodine Racing. Number 7 car, Jose Mills moving to the inside, bringing up with them the guy who qualified pretty well in 4th place, number 60, Nathan Baird. Just behind him, Lathan Strickland and Noah Clifton in the 32 as well. The cars that have lost touch with the draft early on, Jamie Stammer Jr. in the 71, and then the 14 Luca Iger. So not the start they were wanting, obviously, to their competition days, but looks like they're going to be starting towards the back of the field for the Great American Race. Also, Stapleton, Eli Bright trying to hang on along the 43. DeLello, they're right now kind of towards the back of this draft, and they're just barely hanging out, looks like. How about this? Nolan Lawrence has moved to 2nd place in the 26 car by Mathis Wells, as it's still Jay Randall leading for Bill Davis Racing. Honestly surprised Randall's been able to keep that big gap for so long. That is not a team you expect to be that fast, but really when you look around, all these teams at the front, they're not supposed to really be here. Mathis wasn't Luke Rennie, really the only 2 right now up towards the front that you would really say could be here on a week-to-week basis. You look at Bill Davis Racing, sure, maybe top 10 here and there, but not leading the race like this. Nolan Lawrence definitely not up in 2nd. Anthony is maybe a top 10 or so, but a lot of these teams right now up towards the front, they are not that they're not meant to be here, but they're not used to being here. They don't really normally have the speed to be here. So we'll see what they can do in this race, and if they can show that they have the pace for the 500. Right now, Rando's doing a really good job, but also the 3 cars behind him are all kind of smaller teams. Look at Jose Mills moving out to the inside for that 7 team. Lawrence trying to clear, but that will be 3 wide now for a second, only allowing Rando to keep the lead. Luke Rennie goes high, now looks middle with the 11 of Logan Williams. Here comes Noah Clifton and Matthew Burnett on the inside. First time mentioning the 93 car all day. Jack Haas moving to the inside. Caden Lynn now moving to his inside. 3 wide at the front of the field. Their second place starter, front row starter, Justin Zeidel moving back to the inside, trying to get his pace up, trying to latch on his one of the Petty cars, the Petty Enterprises car. Zachary DeLello has lost touch with the draft, so that's now 3 cars out of it. And there could be more joining because looks like the 60, Nathan Baird's not hanging on well, along with the 44, the other Petty Enterprises car of Ryan Wilson. So Wilson might lose it, and maybe even Baird if he's not careful. So now can they sort this big battle for second out, because it is a bunch of cars packed together. Can they sort this out to run down Jay Brando? Now we've got the PPI Motorsports Noah Clifton entry clear in second. The guy who's starting on the front row, Frederick Motorsports, Zeidel, now looks for a second. That could be a good car to go up there and try and gain on that 22. If Zeidel can clear right here, he can try and run down Jay Brando for sure, because that 24 definitely has the power under the hood to get it done. Another car right behind him also has the power to do it. Jordan's down the 88. Obviously, whenever you come to a super speedway like this, those Robert Yates Fords, Jordan Stout, definitely ones to look for in terms of speed. Look at the run they have now into Jay Brando. You got 2 really, really good cars now towards the front of the field, and they're making gains on that 22. Here comes Nathan Stapleton for Roush, moving up to the front. One of 2 Roush cars, and Stapleton did not qualify well, but currently racing well in that 97 car. As they race off 4. Still Zeidel just kind of looking. There goes Jack Haas with the aggressive move to the inside of the 93 car. He'll bring Mathis Wells with him. Here comes Logan Williams and Noah Clifton on the inside. Matthew Burnett now on the outside. This has definitely been the tamer of the 2 Gatorade duels. And I think part of that, there were a lot of heavyweights in that first duel. We saw, you know, a lot of the Hendrick guys and whatnot in that first duel. And, you know, you had one of the Joe Gibbs car, you had many of the Roush cars and stuff like that. You had both the Richard Childress cars. In this duel, there's a lot more of the underfunded backmarker teams that are racing up here, and I think that's kind of helping the big teams that are up at the front, like Randall and Zeidel. They don't really have much help from behind because you can't get that help because there's a lot of the smaller teams that are kind of in the way, so to say. So with 6 to go, Randall really liking his position to start 3rd, or excuse me, to start 4th in the Great American Race. And for Zeidel, he doesn't need to win this, but if he wins it, it would be a Hendrick sweep of the Gatorade duels. Zeidel up just behind Jay Rando now, Jordan Stout, Lathan Strickland. Here comes Logan Williams with the move to the inside for 4th. I don't know if he's able to do it. Looks like he will keep the nose to the inside, so Strickland couldn't come down, but Logan Williams having a nice run for that number 11 entry so far. I think we said for Noah Clifton, that 32. Also, how about, you know, Nolan Lawrence? Obviously can't say enough about that 26 entry. Failed inspection, but moving back up to the front. Jack Haas as well, staying up here with 5 to go in Gatorade duel number 2. Logan Williams up to 4th, but now being challenged by Joe Gibbs Racing's Mathis Wells to the inside. That's another big team to watch out for throughout this season. Expanded to 2 cars just last season, and they're showing that they have the pace in both of them so far throughout speed weeks. Jordan Stout getting challenged for Mathis Wells. The 20 car looks to the inside for 3rd, and Wells looking to try and put into high gear now and saying, I can race up here at the front. Let's go. Come to 4 to go. Wells moved to 3rd. Mathis Wells up behind the 24 Zeidel and the 22 Jay Rando, but time is running out with just 4 to go. Can they get to Jay Rando is the big question. Rando doing a masterful job. Once he got the lead, he never lost it here at Daytona. Looking to keep it right to the checkered flag. Zeidel and Wells looking for other plans. How about Wells? Sucking up right to the back of the 24. Might make a move here. He has such a nice run. That 20 car looks like it might be one of the strongest cars, if not the strongest car in this race. Noah Clifton moves low, getting some draft off the 20 to try and get by the number 11 of Logan Williams. He'll get to the inside. Nathan Stapleton stays high. His teammate Matthew Burnett comes to the inside. Here comes the 2 Luke Rennie also moving inside. Coming around to 3 to go in Gatorade duel number 2. Can they run down Jay Rando is the question. Back behind them, Jordan Stout might be holding up some of the package. Here comes Jack Haas to his inside. Strickland and Lynn moving up. Here comes Lawrence. Eli Bright might be losing the draft with the 60 and the 44, but not much time left. 3 wide for 3rd. 3 laps to go. It's Matthew Burnett moving inside the 16 was really, really fast in practice, so watch out for him late in this race. Also Luke Rainey for Penske. It's another very, very fast team. We'll see what they can do on the front two. Can Wells get to Rando in time? We're coming around to 2 laps to go. Wells is gaining a little bit on Randall, but is it going to be enough is the question. Here they come. I think this is close. Someone's been to Randall in quite some time, so we'll see what he can do. 2 laps to go. Matthew Burnett also there. Now does Burnett make the move, though, because he has a nice run going. Wells tries to protect, but he can't. Burnett to the inside. That's going to thwart their chance right here, but maybe they'll have some more chance with some Fords lined up. You have Burnett, Luke, and Stapleton all Fords. Burnett is second, but Randall still leads. White flag this time by. For Bill Davis, 2 of their cars right now up towards the front, the 22 and the 93. Laura Chung also finished well in the first. But look at this, they're going through at Nathan Stapleton for a second. Not a good qualifying run at all for Stapleton, but he's doing some good in this race pace as Rando gets away. White flag this time by, and Gatorade Duel number 2. I think for Rando, he's just on cruise control now. One last time around Daytona. 2.5 miles to go, and maybe a Bill Davis 1-2. Here comes Jack Haas to the inside with Jordan's down his bumper. Haas still going to get a 1-2 for Bill Davis. As Rando's teammate leads to turn 1, Haas for second on Stapleton. Stout for third. Caden Lynn, Nathan Strickland all moving up towards the front. Rando off 2 and down the backstretch for the final time. Haas with Stout up behind him. Caden Lynn moves inside the 42. Lathan Strickland and Jose Mills move to the inside. But it is a Bill Davis 1-2 and Gatorade Duel number 2. Jay Rando has dominated this one. He stayed out front for most of it. And a lead teammate off 4 for the final time. A Bill Davis 1-2. Jay Rando wins Gatorade Duel number 2. Jack Haas and Caden Lynn side by side for a second. Haas gets it over Lynn. But what a show it was right there for Bill Davis Racing. Rando wins it in dominating fashion over Jack Haas. It's Bill Davis 1-2, and all 3 of their cars will start very, very well in the Daytona 500. So as we look at it, Seidel obviously will start second as he was able to keep that car clean all the way to the checkered flag. And this one, starting in 4th, it will be Jay Rando. Jack Haas will start in 6th. Caden Lynn will start 8th. Lathan Strickland will round out the top 10 starters for the Great American Race. How about Jose Mills? He'll start in 12th for that 17. Nolan Lawrence, a 14th place start for that 26. That's a really, really good performance. Jordan Stout definitely won more of it. He'll start 16th. Nathan Stapleton will start 18th. And Anthony Hernandez will start in 20th in the 1 car. Luke Rennie will start 22nd. Noah Clifton in 24th. Matthew Wells 26th. Matthew Burnett will start 28th. And Eli Bright will start 30th in the 8 car. Logan Williams will start 32nd. Nathan Baird, he lost the draft towards the end of it. He'll start 34th. Same story for Ryan Wilson. He'll start in the 36th position. And then the 3 cars that were out of it from the beginning, you have Zachary DeLello with his teammate. He'll start back of the pack in 38th. Jamie Sammer Jr. will start in 40th. And Luca Iger will start back in the 42nd and final position for the Daytona 500. So what a day it was of racing here at Daytona. 2 amazing Gatorade Duels to set the starting lineup for the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. It was a fun one for sure, and we'll see how happy hour tomorrow goes at noon Eastern time. 45-minute session there to get the car sorted out for the Great American Race, the Daytona 500, on Saturday at noon Eastern as well. It all leads up to that one, the Great American Race, the Super Bowl of the Winston Cup Series. We'll see if you can get it done then. So thanks for watching this presentation of the Gatorade Duels at Daytona for the Winston Cup Series, the 20th season underway. We'll see you guys on Saturday for the Daytona 500.